Yes, people. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, which is a podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note, and I'm joined by my co-host here that you catch on Thursday, all the way from the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Manchester United representative, LA Laker representative, West Coast representative. My like Eddie is in the building. What are you telling me, Eddie? You good?
Man, I'm surviving. It's hot as hell right now. It is hot as hell right now. I was supposed to be in the office. Brother took 2 steps and y'all can have that office. I'm on a work from home thing today, boy. Golly. But I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm always happy to be doing one of these, and then now we get to put the dirt on these motherfuckers. So I'm especially happy.
Yeah, we are.
Hit the shovel on the dirt. Rub over the grave. Let's get to it.
Eddie is very, very, very ready for this episode of the ManDem United podcast, which is the Man United end of season player ratings. So myself and Eddie will be giving our player ratings. We'll also be taking you lot in the comments. We'll be taking your ratings into consideration as well, and we will try and get a general consensus rating for every players. I really don't think there is going to be too many issues. It depends on how low. I can see an issue maybe between like a 3 and a 4 or something like that, or that player deserves a 4 or a 5. But I don't think there's going to be big numbers where one of us going to be like, that player is a 5, and then someone's like, no way, that player is an 8. So there's going to be no major differences. But please make sure, whether you're watching this live right now or you're watching this back or you're listening on one of the audio platforms, make sure you hit the like button on the YouTube video. Make sure you share it across all the socials and subscribe to the channel. And whatever audio platform you may be listening to this episode on, make sure you hit the follow button. So if that's SoundCloud, if that's Spotify, if that's iTunes or Google Podcasts, wherever you may be listening from. But yeah, all right, so let's get to it, Eddie. Player ratings, people. Player ratings. So obviously, like I said, you lot in the comments, get your player ratings in, and of course you can ask us any questions as well outside of the player ratings, and me and Eddie will get to that at the end of the show. But all right, we'll start with the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper. So we'll go with De Gea. Talk to me. What are you saying? De Gea.
Oh, brother. This one is tough, man.
It is.
This
very
much
so.
Tough, dog, because it's like. So I'm gonna start out with this. Because he was one of our more consistent players.
Yeah.
Because comparative to what else was out there, he
stood out.
His job, he stood out. I'm gonna give him a 5.
Give him a 5. Okay.
Give him a 5. And trust me, people, nobody is getting higher than a 5. Nobody's getting higher than a 5. Not at all. It's tough, bro, because it's like, yeah, you stop shots, but you gotta stop shots because you kicking the ball to the other team.
Yeah. His distribution is not good. Like him playing out from the back with his feet. Not good. He's not the guy. He's not the guy, yo. He's not.
And it's like, again, I had to take off my big head covered sunglasses to see what people be talking about. Like, I'm like Flawless not really rating this month. I'm like, he's stopping everything. What's the problem? And then I'm just like, you know what? Let me eliminate the fact that he stops everything.
Yes.
Let's just watch him kick the ball.
That's it.
My God. Oh my God. That was Bruno-esque what he was pulling out there. It was Bruno-esque. But again, because he had a couple of clowns in front of him, and literally it was just like the firing line every time he stepped out onto the pitch.
Yeah.
I'll give him a 5. I'll give him a 5 just for being the most respectable out of the group.
Yeah, because I was shout out to Saint because I was on his channel yesterday and was doing the end of season recap. So there's Liverpool fans there, Arsenal fans, Spurs fan there as well, Manchester City fan, Chelsea fan. Lewis was there, and then we got onto United, and he was asking me about De Gea, and he was saying, "Oh, De Gea saves everything." De Gea, like you mentioned it there, when it comes to the basic elements of goalkeeping, I have no issue with De Gea. So in terms of like one-on-ones, saving shots, even though he's not the best from long range, I have no issue with that when it comes to just say. But football has moved on so much more. Like same way at the top end of the pitch, more so with strikers. Now strikers who just score goals are a myth. You want your striker to score goals, no doubt, but they have to offer so much more. It's all well and good being a 20-goal a season striker, but if you offer no link-up play, no hold-up play, no pressing, you don't run the channels, you don't do any of that stuff, you are not going to succeed at the highest level in 2022 in football. Like, that's just the way it is in European football. And that's the same with De Gea. His distribution is terrible. His distribution is, when you look at Ederson, Alisson, we can even put Mendy in that mix. And Mendy's still, I think, a level below the other two in regards to distribution, but he's still good enough. Like, De Gea just kicking the ball out. A goal we conceded against Brighton, and their goalkeeper knocked the ball and picked out their left wing back, and then they scored from there. Yeah, poor defending. You can pick holes in the way Manchester United defended it, but without that, without a goalkeeper who's capable of doing that, Brighton don't get that goal. And that's my biggest issue. Is De Gea made, again, I look at De Gea how we look at Ronaldo. Is De Gea a massive problem at Manchester United? Absolutely not. Is he one of the main problems? No. Is he top 10? No. But is he an issue going down the line? Yes. Would I keep him this season? Absolutely. But eventually you have to move him on, especially for the amount of money he's on. I say it all the time, and shout out to Statman Baines because he called it first. He's not a modern day goalkeeper. He's not. Coming off your line and sweeping. Things like that. How many times do you see Ederson flying out of the goal or Alisson flying out of the goal? Even Lloris. You can throw Lloris in that mix as well. That's now what goalkeepers do, especially when teams play this pressing system and you're playing a high line. So, yeah, I think a 5's fair. I was going to say 5. I think a 5 is fair, considering he's been out there by himself pretty much.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, it's so apparent that of all the kind of descriptions that you put on a modern goalkeeper, they don't apply to De Gea. But because the actual job of the goalkeeper in theory is just to stop shots, he gets the allowance that he does. Because again, bro, him kicking the ball, it got to a point where I couldn't believe what I was seeing, dog. It's like, yo, you're not even picking us out. It's a kick, and inshallah, shout out to my Muslim people. That's just what it is.
That's literally what it is, yo.
I seen bro kick it as hard as he can, and it just fell to the feet of the other team. Like, God, help me. Help you. I'm trying to ride for you.
Help me, help you.
Help me, help you. And you just kicking it away, dog. I mean, man, listen. So he got to get that 5, man. He got to get that 5. I'm sure he had some good games, but brother, when he was kicking that shit, oh man, oh my God! I thought he switched out with Bruno. I thought they put Bruno and go for a second. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Oh my God!
Yeah, you gotta hold that 5. That shit was crazy. That was that. Yeah, man.
Oh, yo, the hell! Like, you're a guy. You've been my guy. You've been a great servant and that. But it's like, yo,
I've tried.
To move on, yo, with it. Yeah. It is peak. Oh geez, I'm literally just trying to pull up the squad right now in it so we can run through all the squad. But yeah, you're right. So right in regards to that, so De Gea gets a 5. All right, I think
I'm there.
I think that's fair. I think De Gea is a 5. I believe that is fair, 100%. So De Gea, actually, let me write that on the screen and I'll put De Gea as a 5 on the screen for the time being. Oh, that's what we're looking at. And that's what we'll do going forward as well, Eddie. We'll give our number and then obviously just decide and then give our reasons as to why. And obviously that can change. But yeah, De Gea, I think a 5 is fair. All right. Dean Henderson, I'm looking at. He didn't really play this season, Dean Henderson. Tom Heaton didn't play. Lee Grant, I hear, is leaving as well. So the goalkeepers are really a myth. Like, they didn't, in terms of you can't rate them. All right. We will go to next. We will go to... What's that right back? We'll go with Wan-Bissaka. Chat to me, Eddie. Number.
Let me get on camera for this one. Now, you know me. I ride for my East African.
Yeah, you do.
I ride night and day. I ride for my East African. That brother nearly got his passport revoked. And we not even that good of a footballing region. And you making us look bad for real, dog. Like, I'm trying to help you too, because I got my allegiances. But brother, hey man, I might just throw out the buoy and hopefully you catch that bitch. You gotta drown, bro. I ain't finna die for you. I ain't finna do it. I ain't finna be the one. So he gets a 2. He gets a 2.
You say Wan-Bissaka too? Okay.
He gets a 2 because he got 2 left feet. That's it. He gets a 2 because he got 2 left feet. Brother was out here doing spinneroonies, getting caught by the feds with your chick.
Oh like, yeah, because he had he had the whole issue with the
had to go catch. He caught a case. I should give you -5 for catching a case. That's twice. And I can't even say he was cheating. I can just say she was giving her a ride home. That's all I can say because black men don't cheat.
Yeah,
but brother, you put us in a bad position with that one. So you get a 2. He gets a 2. And I don't want to speak too much on him because it's not really worth it. It's not really worth it.
With Wan-Bissaka, his fall from grace has been crazy. From when he signed and all the hype that was around him, all the conversations we, myself included, Manchester United fans put him in that we shouldn't have because we hadn't had a right back in so long because he was defensively so good, like in terms of one-on-one, the slide tackles. We got gassed up. And this season, and this is how bad he's been, is that he stood out being that bad in a team that's been awful. How do you stand out? Like, you stand out being that bad in a team with Lindelof and Maguire and Shaw and McTominay, but we can pinpoint you like you got dropped. Like, for real. We haven't seen you in a minute. When's the last time you started 2 games in a row? Like, you got, yeah.
Unbelievable the type of shit that he was pulling. Like, again, people wanted to talk about Ronaldo getting service, woo. I was at the point where, everybody but Wan-Bissaka, because I'm telling you, Wan-Bissaka is trying to take that man's head off his shoulders. Brother I saw him put a cross and Ronaldo had to do the little duck situation. He's like, yo, chill. Like, it's tough out here, man. This dude, listen. I'll tell you this right now. I might get
Eddie's the perfect guy for this. Go on, carry on.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Hey, if now let me not say that one. That was about to get crazy. But
go on, say what you gonna say, fam. It's cool. Go on.
Hey, listen. If we took a time machine, right?
Yeah.
And that motherfucker Wan-Bissaka was the one pulling them shots at JFK still be here right now, dog. On everything I love, my brother would have changed the world because Wan-Bissaka would have been behind the trigger and he would have got home safely. No accuracy.
Yeah.
No accuracy.
Because even the things that we looked at, even him being defensively sound, we've seen that get exposed in terms of not one-on-one, but like sleeping at the back post. You know what I'm saying? Like not tracking his runners and stuff like that. So even the thing we thought you was good at, you're not good at. And we're just like, pardon me, we really just overestimated you. Like, really did. Big up to Winter Surfer for the super chat as well. Said so after the player ratings, what you guys doing for the next 55 minutes? Probably just roasting the players and that. Yeah. Like, we got through two, and I've already burst out laughing multiple times.
Oh, and it ain't we ain't even got to the good ones.
We ain't even got to
the good ones. Let me tell you something. Some of them brothers about to get cooked, boy. I'm telling you.
Oh my God, we already started.
About to get cooked. I'm trying to tell y'all.
We already started from the top and said that nobody's getting higher than a 5, so we already know that. But yeah, Surfer, I appreciate the super chat. Big up to Surfer, who's also a member. Want to join the membership? The link's underneath in the description. Big up to Drizzy Does as well, who says what's up to Eddie. Big up Drizzy Does every time.
What up with you, boy?
All right, so we go Wan-Bissaka 2. All right, staying with right backs. We're always someone who people know I'm a fan of, actually. So this is going to be interesting. Dalot, talk to me.
Oh, I gave the Gay a 5.
Yeah.
Dalot gets a 3. Dalot gets a 3. Like, credit to him. He got a left foot and a right foot. He used his right foot effectively, so that gave him a point. It was good to see somebody in that position actually progress the ball and not put our players in harm's way when he kicks it.
Yeah.
So, like we said with a lot of these players, the bar is incredibly low.
Facts.
Right? He has been productive. Like he usually gets the pass before the assist.
Yeah, he is very good at progressive passing. I do admit that.
That's the one thing I enjoy so much. Like on the ball, if it was just me talking about him on the ball, he gets a 5.
Okay.
Right? But because right backs have to defend, especially our right backs.
Especially our right back.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Brother, it was every week somebody saying barbecue chicken alert on him, dog. And again, I don't hold it to him because, like, when you got the system behind you, right, and you have players that you trust in front of you and behind you, you start to say, like, okay, you know what? I see what the problem is. I see what the problem is. So I don't give him too much on him, but I give him enough to where, yeah, bro, you gonna hold this because you was a part of that situation. Ain't nobody safe, so he don't get a. I gave him a 3. Yeah, he can get a 3.
So you're saying a 3. Drizzy does is saying a 5. I was thinking more in the 4 to 5 region because I'm a fan of Delo. You mentioned it there. Offensively, I have no issues with him.
Yeah.
Defensively, I don't think he's as bad as people make out. And what I don't understand with Delo is people expect him to be defensively sound. I like when you look at the best fullbacks in the country. Let's take the best fullbacks in the league. Yeah. None of them are defensively like you look at them and go, yo, he is a quality defender. I've seen Cancelo, who is the best. Cancelo, I would say, is the best fullback in the league.
Yeah,
I've seen him.
Cancelo got that.
Cancelo's got that. Cancelo's not like that. Trent, who's one of the best attacking fullbacks in the league, I've seen him get done. Reece James, who I think is probably the most balanced when it comes to the English fullbacks, and I rate him highly as well. Reece James, I'd say he's probably the close. But outside of Reece James, I don't think any of them are great defensively. You can throw Kyle Walker in the mix, whoever Robertson, who I think is actually a good defense. I think, Robertson and Reece James to me are probably the 2 exceptions that I look at and go, you're defensively very good. The rest of the fullbacks in the league, I don't think so. Like, if I'm looking at it and go Cancelo, I'm like, you can be got at. But like you said, you mentioned it, our right backs especially defend a lot. How much defending is Cancelo doing? And that's not a shot at Cancelo whatsoever. I'm just saying that I think Cancelo's quality, but we know it's 2022. Systems matter. So that's why I wouldn't be harsh on Delo because Drizzy saying 5. You said 3. I'm happy to go. Bambo here saying 4.5. I'm happy to go 4. Because I like Delo. He was, and what we forget as well, he had no right winger to deal with as well.
Right.
Got Rashford in front of him, Alanga in front of him, like McTominay and Bruno central to you. You play next to Lindelof or Maguire. I'm like, nobody succeeds in that. Right. Go get prime Cafu, you suffer.
Right.
I'm saying, but is it to you? I'm saying 4. What are you saying?
Yeah, I can live with that. I got no problem. Right. I got no problem with the 4 and 3.
Yeah.
Because like if he had got us like 4 something assists, 4 or 5 assists, like there was actually end product on his, then I would have bumped it up to I would have been comfortable bumping up to a 5.
Yeah.
But just because, again, your impact on one side was good, not great. And again, listen, he will have the best ranking of that back line.
Yeah, without question.
That's what I'm saying. So if I'm giving this brother a 3, wait till we get to the other clowns. Then you'll see where I'm coming from.
All right, so we've gone through both right backs in terms of Dalot, Wan-Bissaka and Dalot. So we'll go left back. This is going to be interesting. We'll go with Luke Shaw. We'll go with Luke Shaw.
I'm going to just start calling this motherfucker Jenny Craig, dog. I don't care no more. I don't care if people get mad in the chat. Brother, this man is stealing a living.
At this point, he is. It's facts, yeah. At this point.
What they say, what's it called? NR, no ranking. No ranking. He don't deserve it. Get his ass up. No ranking. No, give him NR. No ranking.
Is that a zero? Is that what you're saying? Chat, help us out. What would you give Luke Shaw? This is open to everyone, not just
I
Manchester
wouldn't
United
even
fans.
give him a number. I wouldn't even give him a number. He don't deserve it. He don't deserve it because we're professionals. We gonna do a job. We gonna give him a ranking. NR is my ranking. Don't even give that brother a number. Don't put
Eddie's,
one.
Eddie's saying
Don't put one in the chat. Don't even put zero. Okay, because zero implies that you gave something and still gave us it just implies that you were around. Right? You don't deserve it. And they with the backslash
said 1. Man is saying -1. Sakib is just laughing. Man is saying NA.
Thank you, Sakib. That's what we
EFAC trolling there with 7, so we ain't even taking that serious. Yeah. Bambo says 1 for wearing his jersey. Joel says 2. Right. I thought Eddie might have been being harsh, but you don't seem to be in full agreement with him on that.
They know too.
Because I don't rate him either. You know me, innit? I'm against Luke Shaw. Like, I think he gets away with absolute murder, considering his performances and how long he's been here and his age and his experience and the price he was bought for at the time he was bought for, which was a lot of money. His inability to put together a full good season is absolutely ridiculous. I'm saying he's barely played. Actually, let me check. I'm going to check his numbers now because he played. You know what I'm saying? I know he's been injured. He played. He played.
But then when it got tough, when his mans wasn't in office, what happened? Y'all told me Sharberto Carlos. Some of y'all might have put it on the jersey.
Some of you might. Yeah.
This is where again, sometimes the pain that we go through, I have no problem. Y'all know why?
Facts.
Because some of these people need to learn.
Yep.
Y'all gonna find out. Sorry I had to take our team being shit. And by shit, I mean Arsenal standard. Mm-hmm. But again, that's just what it is. So he gets a no ranking for me. He probably put in more work at a fast food joint and Call of Duty than he did on the pitch. That's where I'm at with that, brother, man.
So you're saying NA? He did play 20 matches EFAC. He played 20. That's 20 Premier League matches.
Not 20, he has played 20 Prem matches.
He played 20. He played 20 Premier League matches, 20 Premier League games, and he played 27 matches in total.
How many goals?
FA Cup, League Cup, Europe. Come on, fam. No goals.
No goals. Keep it coming. No. How many assists?
I'm not sure about assists, but we know he doesn't do assists.
He doesn't do assists.
We know he don't do assists. I don't know how many he got, but we don't do assists.
How much distance covered?
I ain't got them numbers.
How many tackles? I'll give y'all a hint. Fucking none. None of it amounted to
lot. It's not a lot. That's an NA. All right, so we'll give Luke Shaw. 1 second. Yeah, so Shaw basically gets a 1. That's what it is.
That's kind. Y'all being kind.
It's basically a 1. It's basically a 1 that he's getting there. Yeah, EFAC, it does feel like he hasn't played in ages because obviously he got the pins taken out of his foot or whatever it was.
Allegedly.
So that's why. Yeah, or whatever it is. So
I believe it when I see it.
Sure. So Luke Shaw, he gets a 1. All right, okay.
From Flawless, don't put me associated with him. I don't want nothing to do with him getting no 1. I didn't give him nothing.
Hey, Ronan, big up to you. Bring us some. You're very level-headed and you're a very smart guy as well when it comes to football. Luke Shaw, what would you give him? An afternoon to you too as well. What would you give him ratings? Right? Luke Shaw, rating wise, because I'm saying 1, and Eddie's saying. He's saying NA. So Eddie's saying, yo, he don't even deserve a ranking. So yeah, so basically not good whatsoever.
And brother, I appreciate you being in the chat, but please, brother, just tread carefully. Tread carefully. This is all I'm asking. Just tread carefully.
All right, going on to the next left back. I'm rolling. Any questions again, people? Any questions you lot have after we finish the player ratings? We will answer all these questions. Yeah. So Ronan, I will get to this. So you lot feel free to ask any Manchester United related questions, and Eddie and me will get back to at the end of the show. All right, going on to the next left back. Tell us. Talk to me, Eddie.
What I give Delo? A 3?
4. 4? No, you said yeah. We ended with a 4. You said 3 initially, but we bumped it to 4.
Okay. So yeah, Tellers gets a 3.
Well, it's free. That's fair.
Tellers gets a 3 just for the Champions League goal. That was brazy. Other than that, brother, you're a good squad player, but I can't see extended minutes from you. Huh? But the other problem is because, like, same thing with Delo. He honestly is so dynamic with the ball at his feet when he's on point, when he's on code. He's the modern day fullback that we need. So I on the offensive side, I was impressed with him. On the defensive side, it's the same situation. And I think I'm getting to a point where now it's like a bit of the structure is putting our players at a disadvantage defensively. Because the front line is trying to press, but they really can't. And that's what, and then we always talk about the midfield being so exposed. These guys literally play the entire game on the back foot. There's not one game where you don't see them, kind of keep the ball in the other team's half and make something happen from there. It's always on the counter, you see them getting forward. So I'll give him a 3. He wasn't the best, but he wasn't the worst. He was right in between.
Yeah, I think he was subject to being out there by himself. Number one, on that side. Number two, his limitations that he has. And he tried to get forward, but there isn't really much more. I don't look at Tellers and go, wow, you could have done so much more.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really not looking. You're not a Luke Shaw where I'm like, yo, you could do more. Like, I see Tellers at least trying to apply himself and attempt. But again, no protection in the midfield, no system, nothing. You're out there by yourself. All right, moving on. We're going to the centre backs.
And that's my thing. Just to end on this Tellez thing. He definitely strikes me as, if you have a left-handed center back who can honestly just maintain his position, and you have a midfield who, again, can maintain some level of control, and you don't have him have to spread himself out too thin, I think that's when you see the best of Tellez.
Yeah. That's fair. Again, having a competent centre backs to him, but then again, that's him having competent defense, being a part of a competent defense, having a competent midfield, a more competent left winger, and a competent system. We know this. Football's a system game.
Yeah.
Very few players now thrive in 2022 without a system, and that doesn't matter if it's fullbacks, if that's centre backs, if it's midfielders, defensive or attacking, wide players or strikers. Yeah. So there is. Now, Ronan, the reason why we're doing ratings is like, all right, let's just run through this and see what's what. I did want to hear Eddie's thoughts and everyone else's thoughts. All right, we'll go on to centre backs now. Raphael. Varane. I started with Varane on purpose, because this is as good as it's going to get for the centre backs.
Right. I'll go a 4.
Okay.
I'll go a 4, and strictly because my man was getting jumped out there. Like, legit, it was always 2 at him. It was always because of what he's playing against. Not only does he have to be our ball-carrying center back, he has to be our primary defender, our source of refuge when he who shall not be named steps onto the pitch and decides that he wants to be our captain. So I thought, for how much was thrown at him,
big up CM as well.
It could have been it was bad still. That's why I gave him a 4. I'm not out here giving him a 5 like to get, because there were still problems. But I saw the potential to be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem like other players on our pitch. So for that part, I'm going to give him a 4.
I think a 4 is fair. Again, no player can I fight for. There's no player here that you can say a number and I can go, no, that's absolutely way off the mark and terrible. Because again, it goes back to systems and being out there by you. Like you said, he's a great fighter, but you're out there getting jumped. It's 6-on-1. It's fantastic fighter. It's 6-on-1. And people, when I say that, I don't mean literally like in terms of 6-on-1, but he's just out there by himself. When you got the hair behind you who's not a competent goal. He's not a modern day goalkeeper. You got Wan-Bissaka for the majority of this, well, a lot of the season he played, who's not good enough. Shaw, who's not good enough. Next to Maguire, who's not good enough, with McTominay in front of you. What do you expect him to do? And yes, Ronan, it is just based on this season. It's end of season ratings for those that may have joined later on. End of season player rating. So we're going based off this season alone, people. That's it. So not overall, not what we think they're going to be in the future. None of that. But yeah, exactly, James. No matter how strong you are, if there's 6 man, you can't fight everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, this ain't a film. Man ain't Jackie Chan. Like, this ain't Bruce Lee. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, no. Like, he's literally like, yeah, Varane. But yeah, man is saying Varane 5.5. Eddie said 4. That would be the region for me. I'd say 4/5. But I'm not going to. The reason why I would probably lean towards a 4, and my biggest issue and disappointment with Varane isn't even him on the field. It's the amount of times he wasn't on. That was my problem with him. Varane didn't play enough for me. When everyone's talking about Varane on the pitch, and I'm like, you need to get on the pitch more. Now it's your first season. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I know Ollie played him while he was injured as well. So it's going to be interesting to see, because I think, let me check. If I remember correctly, he only played, I think it was 23 matches. I'm actually going to have a look now. Give me a second.
It wasn't anything.
It wasn't a lot. Yeah, it wasn't a lot. Not in the slightest, Joe. 1 second. I'm going to check now.
Mm-hmm. And that's all. And that's the biggest demerit against him, right? Like, I factor in a lot of things, people, because I said at the beginning, if you
actually
started.
Yeah, nowhere. Sorry to cut you off. Nowhere near enough. 22 matches is nowhere near enough.
Yeah.
I need 10, 11, 12 more games from you in the Premier League next season. That's not enough. Yeah. That's not enough. But yeah, go on, fam.
And again, it's like availability is the best ability. Mm-hmm. That is a constant no matter which sports you're in. So for him not to be able to make it through the season consistently, you have to hold that against him. Now, like we said, he's getting jumped. He has to overexert himself to cover up for the errors that other people are producing out there, right? We would have given him a higher number if he had done better with those opportunities. Again, these are just the facts. Right? If he goes out of his way to be great, then he gets that 5. Mm-hmm. But the reason De Gea is the only one that's gotten at least a 5 for me is because he gave me what I expected, and he didn't falter from that line.
Yeah, and he played enough as well. Like I said, 22 games is nowhere near enough. I need more from my any starter. If you are in my first 11, I need more than 22 league games out there. Yeah, I need at least 33. You got to bump that up. You got to be missing 4 or 5 games max. Yes, injuries happen, suspensions happen. I mean, the odd suspension maybe, like whether that's a red card or an accumulation of yellow cards. But other than that, I need more from that. But I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. And next season, like, that's why I'm going to be judging him more harshly. You've had a year to settle in now. You're more acclimatized. You do have a better manager already. We know you should be in with a better system. If rumors is to be had, we're going to have pretty much a whole new back line and some new midfielders as well. So hopefully that's an improvement. So yeah, I'm with Varane. The 4 or 5 in it. Like I said, because people are saying here in the chat seems to be the same. Well, here James is saying he's saying Varane a 6. Ronan saying he's made some uncharacteristic errors, but still a solid 6. Joe saying overrated and often injured. He was injured too often. 4 seems harsh. I can see, but like I say, 4. I think 5 max. You know what I'm saying? Would give Varane 5.5? Says Natty. Yeah, I hear that. It seems everyone seems to be on the same path in terms of between 4 and 5. No matter how strong you are after, I got to that already. Ronan says that's a good point. Individual performances are often undermined by the system and tactics. Yep, 5 at least. Ronan, I would argue you're 5. If someone was to give him a 5, I'm not going to say you're wrong.
If they want to give him a 5, that's cool. Yeah. I just think that there have been too many glaring errors, but I factored in the fact that he's actually produced, that he's actually somewhat, done his job and other people's job. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I give him some.
All right, we will go moving on centre backs. We'll go to Victor Lindelof. Victor Lindelof.
Victoria, depending on how you decide to show up, to each their own, but we'll stick with Victor for right now. Brother gets a 2. Brother
Go
gets
on.
a 2.
Talk about it.
And to be honest, I'm getting sick of this shit. How are you a Premier League center back getting bodied by everybody? Everybody bodies this brother. Last game, when Zaha gets that goal, who is not willing to engage with him before the shot gets taken?
Yeah.
Lindelof. If you watch him enough, you understand he's not physical, he's good on the ball, and he's indecisive. So out of the 3 characteristics, I can only give him one good one. We're not doing this with anymore. We cannot do this anymore.
Well, I'm not gonna say it no more.
I'm not gonna say it. No. You know what I'm saying? But think on this, bro.
Talk about it, fam.
Why do you think I'm always saying, man, I wonder what Lindelof might look like at DM? Because it don't look good at center back.
Yeah, that's how bad he is, and I don't think he's not got the feet or the tech for, as technically sound as he is. I think he's good on the ball. He's not good enough for DM, man. He's a squad player at best.
Trust me, like with regards to how he passes the ball, how he dribbles it from that position, he's actually better than some of the midfielders we have. That's my thing. Like, I actually trust him to make a pass than I do compared to these other midfielders that we have. But yeah, I can't give him no more than a 2.
And the thing is, I'm his biggest critic. Again, I'm not going to argue you down. I was personally thinking 3, but the fact that I'm saying you said 2 and I'm saying 3 goes to show the levels that he's been at this season. Because it comes back to expectancy. I don't expect a lot. So when Lindelof does Lindelof things, even though it's not good enough, why am I acting surprised? Nah, Brian, he's definitely not a future right back. Nah, man, his future's a squad player. He should be 4th choice centre back, but that's a whole other conversation. But CM hit the nail on the head here. He said 2. He said an extremely inconsistent player, that strongest attribute has nothing to do with being a defender. He's weak and half-hearted in terms of engaging into 1-versus-1 battles at his worst. And here's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, it's all well and good being him with the ball at his feet and pinging. Like, we've seen him clip balls over the top. No issue with Lindelof on the ball. No issue with him. But my problem is defensively, in terms of not being the quickest, not being the biggest, not being combative. And at times I've seen it. He's not done it so much towards the latter end of the latter stages of the season, but like hiding. I'm like, where are you? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, a striker's getting a shot in our 6-yard box, and you're a centre back and nowhere near to be seen. Yes, we criticize Harry Maguire. One thing I always say about Harry Maguire, though, it's never a lack of trying. Harry Maguire is a lack of skill. I've never seen Maguire. When we concede a goal, Maguire's always on the scene. Whether he's late, he's not quick enough to get there, but he's always there. He's always there, 100%, always there. Harry Maguire always there. So you gotta give what's it called? Lindelof, and he really gets away with it, because nowhere else would you get away with the amount of mistakes he makes. And people talk about being a character at Manchester United and accountability, and I never see him take any. Remember, I think it was last season when we conceded a goal and him and Bruno got into an argument. I think it was in the Europa League. And it's like, because no one's called you out before. So yeah, I think 2-3. I'm not really gonna argue you either you down. I'm not gonna really argue you down. Yeah, I agree, Ronan. Lindelof is better than Maguire, but that's not saying much. Is Lindelof a better centre-back? But I think most centre-backs are better than Maguire. Personally. I think most of them are. But that's just me. Yo, keep going. 1 sec, fam. Bear with me. One sec.
People, you have to understand, when we rating these players comparative to their teammates, our bar is not high. Our bar is not high. So when we rate these players, listen, I said it before and I'll say it again. Nobody's getting higher than a 5, and there's only about, at most, 3 players that I actually think would I give more than a 5. maybe 4, 3 to 4. And people have to understand how terrible this season was compared to what I've seen from United. Compared to what I've seen from United, like, trust me, this is one of the worst seasons of my life, people. One of the worst seasons of my life, yo. So, believe me when I say this. It's only, even when Ten Hag comes in, there's only so many players who will be good enough to make some type of improvement from that system. Oh, it's going crazy. I'm sorry. I'm watching the wrong stuff, people. Yeah, but let me know what y'all think about with regards to Victor Lindelof in the chat, yo. Because I see people putting him at every position other than center back, and that's a problem. And again, people, we're united. We're united. Structurally, economically, we are a top 5 club in the world. And we have somebody like Victor Lindelof playing center back for us. Don't make any sense. EFA, you got 2 versions of yourself, big boy. You really out here. So yeah. And let me know. Let me know what people think about De Gea in the chat. We had I don't know if y'all have been here. Nani says Lindelof has to be a 5.5.
Wow. I'm back. Lindelof 5.5. See, let me.
Nani, I hope you came in late. Because again, we have already we've established this, Nani. We are giving nobody higher than a 5.
Yeah, because no one deserves better high. And here's the thing is, I hate this. He was our best centre back for a good time because he was next to Maguire.
Yeah.
Bailly was always injured and he's better than Phil Jones. I hate this whole thing of being, because he's the best of an average bunch, that makes it okay. I've said this before, I'll say this again. Lindelof doesn't start. If Lindelof goes to any of the teams, any of the top 3 teams in the country, he's their 4th best centre back at the very best. If he goes to Manchester City, he's not better than Stones. He's not better than Diaz. He's not better than Laporte. If he goes to Liverpool, he's not better than Van Dijk. He's not better than Kanate. He's not better than Matip. You could argue, Joe, you could argue Gomez, but that's a whole other conversation. Chelsea, when they had their team, obviously they're letting centre-backs go. But he's not better than Silva. He's not better than Rudiger. He's not better than Christensen. He's not better than Reece James in a back 3 either. So this is my whole point. Is Lindelof better than Maguire? Absolutely. Not disputing that whatsoever. You never hear me say different. Absolutely. Is he good enough for where Manchester United are trying to go? No. Is he good enough to be a part of a team mounting a title charge? No. Is he good enough for a team winning a title? No. Team in the last stages of the Champions League? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not good enough. Not good enough.
That's
for real. People. And this season he wasn't good. But again, because Maguire's worse, Maguire will take all the headlines. But let's not act like Lindelof's the guy. CM said it best. He doesn't excel at anything defensively. What's his best? Eddie, you tell me, or someone in the chat tell me, what is Lindelof's best defensive attribute?
Yeah, I don't have an answer for you.
This is what I'm saying, isn't it?
I really don't have an answer for you, bro. And again, this is where I'm at with it, dog.
Yeah.
I said before, you guys, we are, and you said it too, we are giving him credit for things not associated to his primary responsibility as a center back. That ain't it, Chief. That ain't it.
That ain't it. And Bambo's saying that, see, reaching pace, he's not quick. He's not slow, but he's not quick. We don't look at Lindelof and go, his recovery pace. Because when I think recovery pace, I'm trying to think of who's a quick defender. Who do I think of when I think recovery pace?
Only one I think of on our team is Bailly.
Maybe Bailly. Prime example. That's recovery pace. Kanate. That's recovery pace. That's when I think of Reece James recovery pace. I like Bailly. I'm a big fan of Bailly. I've said this. He's just too injury prone. And Eddie said it already, and it's been said before. Availability is an ability. As good as a defender as you are, as good as a player you can be for your team, if you only play 10 games, if you only play 10 games a season, or only available 10 games a season, what does it matter? What does it matter? You're no good. You know what I'm saying in that? Yeah, he's a bench player at best. To me, he should be fourth choice in an ideal world. I've said this. I want United to sign 2 centre-backs and have a first choice centre-back next to him. First choice centre-back next to Varane, one to back them up, then Lindelof. Personally, that's what I want. But that's just me. That's what I'm saying. That's just from my personal standpoint. I didn't realize that we was going to take so much time running through this. So what we will do, people, we ain't cutting just yet, but what we will do is we'll make sure next week's Thursday's episode, we'll do the attackers and the midfielders and everything like that. So yeah, with Lindelof, like I said, you said it too. I'm just not even going to argue you down, man. I think he's a prime example of why Manchester United are where they are, because he's accepted. He's accepted to be. He's accepted his average. Him being average is accepted because he's better than what we have. This is before Varane. And it's like, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
If Lindelof was sold today in this summer, if Lindelof was sold right now, he's not being linked with any big clubs. He's not going to a team that's going to be fighting for a league title.
Yep.
Never in the slightest. He's not going Chelsea. He's not going Liverpool. He's not going City. He's not going to a Real Madrid. He's not going to a Bayern Munich. Not a chance. And if he does go to one of them clubs, he's going as backup.
Right.
He's going as backup. We've seen Real Madrid swoop in and get Rudiger. You know why? Because Rudiger's of a certain level. That's why. He's not going to. If we sign Pau Torres, would Villarreal come in for Lindelof? I'm not even sure about that. I'm not even swear down. I'm not even sure they do.
No, they don't.
I'm saying, see, Bambo, you just reaching. Man said stamina, you know. That's not even a defensive attribute.
You just said the brother's important because he runs a lot? Bambo, come on, my dog. Come on now. Come on, man. EFAC version 2, absolutely, and twice on Sunday so God can see it.
It's a mazza. Right, where else we at? Right, before we close out, because we're ending on defenders, we'll go with.
We got, we got.
Yeah. Last one, last centre back. Harry Maguire, talk about it, Eddie.
I have not seen a man more diabolical in real life. Comic shit not included.
Yeah.
I have not seen a man more towards the enemy of his own people. I have not seen a man realistically so self-unaware when he scores against gas station clerks. He's out here celebrating as if he's just won the 93 World Cup. I cannot tell you people. I cannot tell you the amount of times I've watched him be directly responsible for a goal going through. It's criminal. It's criminal. Him, Bruno.
Yo, James, you're right. Yo, they have a knack for it. I don't know if it's the slang. I don't know if it's the tone, like the pitch. Like, yeah, Americans cooking people is too funny. I don't know how they do it. Like, the thing is, Eddie has it, and then you have Peter, who's another American who does it in a completely different way, but it's just as funny and just as effective. Like, Eddie's is hilarious, and then Peter's is hilarious. That's why I just let you go with it, fam. That's why I just let you go.
Because I'm telling you this right now, man. I'm telling you this right now. I might have caught a case. If I was, let's say I'm at a Manchester, I'm having a Manchester evening. I don't know where y'all be going to, but I pop up at one of them bars, me and the homies, kicking it, and then we see a fathead pull through the front door. Do you know what's popping off? We fighting. We fighting. I'm fighting for the betterment of my club. I'm taking the case for all the United fans who have seen this man work against us. That's what I'm gonna do for us. This shit unbelievable, dog. And he wears the captain.
You know what's the funniest thing is? Eddie ain't even give him a rating.
No. Yeah, he's not getting one. He's not getting one.
I said NA, you know.
NA. There's a couple brothers getting this NA treatment. No Narcotics Anonymous, just straight bozos getting no rankings, and they earned it. They've earned it. How do you? Again, brother, you should have been locked up in Greece. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Jesus Christ.
You should have been locked up. I called the police. I'm the reason they showed up. I wanted them to come arrest your ass for nothing. I did what it took for my club. And somehow, some way, you skated out of that shit. But I digress. So again, I'm ending that. He gets no ranking. He gets no love. The best day, well, the second best day. The first one was the Norwegian fraud getting let go. The second one will be when I see him not in the starting 11 on match day. Ten Hag, I'm telling you this right now, brother. I'm trying to be on your side. I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying to be everything that some of these fanboys want me to be. But if you do that one, I got no hope for you, bro. I got no hope. That's it. That's all I got.
All right, people. Okay. Yeah, so NA, I think that's safe. And we probably will touch on Harry Maguire again in regards to ratings in the next edition. So next Thursday, so not the Tuesday edition of ManDem United next week, the Thursday edition, me and Eddie will be back and we will give you all of the midfield ratings. I'm sorry we didn't get to you lot's questions as well. I got to run out of sec. But yeah, we will get to all the midfield ratings, all the attacking ratings as well. We'll give manager ratings also and answer any further questions as well you lot have. Because like I said, I've forgotten it. I didn't expect us to do nearly an hour on just the goalkeeper and defenders alone. And that's on me because I know what Eddie's like and I know what I'm like. Especially when it comes to Eddie.
Go easy. Go easy. Brother, I couldn't have said it better myself.
I personally have to congratulate Leicester on pulling the most devious lick by selling us Maguire. This is going to haunt us for years. Right, give us 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. Carry on going for one sec.
Shout out to that one, Go Easy. We ain't seen a lick that bad since Columbus told y'all that he found America. And he lied. 2 greatest licks of all time, Maguire and Columbus. I've said I'd call Interpol, try and get the authorities on this. Like I said, I've called the police on Maguire numerous amounts of times with no hesitation. Maguire should be arrested. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it out there. I think Maguire has something to do with Ukraine. I don't know what he has something to do with it, but somehow he's involved. That much chaos, calamity, that much destruction, Maguire is involved. Maguire is involved. So authorities, do what you do. Get this man up out my club as soon as possible. People in the chat, just let me know. Let me know if I'm wilding. Because, again, I don't know if anybody who's fucked up our team more than Maguire. I don't know of anybody who's done it. I will definitely snitch on Maguire. Absolutely. Him, officer, right there. That's me. If y'all put a picture up, that's me. It said talk about Maguire, it's me. It's him, officer. He's the one who did it. Harry, that's what I'm saying, man. Harry Putin, dog. He's involved. Y'all should have seen. I think it was the Oh, my fault, people. My fault. I think it was I don't know which game it was. I seen him tackle somebody.
Daddy's still going, you know.
No, because you know what? They called me a snitch. They said Brian said I'm a snitch on Maguire. Yes, I'm pointing him out. He did it. I'm in the precinct. They're asking me for the sketch. I said, look, it's like if you took Mr. Potato Head and then you just put a body underneath Mr. Potato Head. That's what the criminal looked like, officer.
This guy, boy.
That's it. I didn't even get to your I'm not even, I was gonna talk about his sister, but let me chill.
Yeah. Allow Daisy, man.
Yeah,
allow Daisy, man. Daisy didn't do nothing, yo.
Yeah. Sorry, Brian. You see that forehead right there, officer? That's him.
See that forehead.
You seen that brother? You seen that brother tackling his own teammate? That's him. That's it. That's what it is
right there. Oh
That's
my
it right
god.
there. Oh, hey, Nani, we ain't even get to Bruno. You just don't know who you talking to. We're gonna leave this for right now. We're gonna leave it right here, neatly tucked, because Flaws got to get to it. But brother Bruno.
Oh, we gonna get that, Mel. You know what, people? Don't worry, man. We'll probably start next week Thursday show slightly earlier so we can get to it. And you might get an earlier start so we can get to. We can recap. What we'll do is we'll recap all the defenders. You know what I'm saying? Ratings, and then we'll run through the midfielders and the attackers. You know what I'm saying? And that I forgot who I was with in it when it came to this and the disdain that Eddie has for certain players in it. That's
unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like again.
Oh,
I know you gotta cut. I'm just telling you, bro.
Yeah, no stress, fam.
They should be arrested and charged. I don't know what for. I haven't figured that out yet. But something needs to stick. You know how the officers just be like, "Yo, we just gotta put him in jail until we figure out something." That's me.
Just throw him in until we figure out what we hear.
You know what I'm saying? They be saying fuck personal rights all the time. I'm on the same tip, my boy. Send that brother to jail. What y'all call it? HMP? Yeah, send them to HMP, HME, whatever y'all call it.
Yeah, it's HMP. Yeah, you got it right the first time.
Yeah,
you got it right the first time.
Solitary.
Love to everyone that's locked in. We're gonna leave. This is part 1 of the ratings, people. This is only part 1, so we'll have to change the title. Part 2 will be back next week, Thursday. We will be back with part 2. Eddie, anything else you want to add before we leave the stream now?
Y'all take care out there. Appreciate you, my guy, for always having me on, letting me cook.
Anytime, man. You already know.
Yeah, and treat y'all people better than Maguire treats us. That's it.
I love to everyone that has locked in to the ManDem United podcast. We are here every Tuesday, every Thursday, 5:30 p.m. people. But like I say, that one on Thursday next week might have to start slightly earlier so we can recap and do part 2 of the player ratings.
I'll be on that. Be here. I got Bruno and Rashford going.
That's gonna be A1. So make sure you lock in for that. But back tonight on the Twitch, 2 a.m. people, for the Golden State Warriors, Dallas Mavericks watch along. So tune into that. The link for the Twitch is underneath in the description. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share this across all the socials and subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV as well, people. But love to everyone that has locked in. And this has been the ManDem United podcast.